Hey, good morning. It's Valerie here. I'm a little sobered up this morning because, of course, there was the announcement last night by the Prime Minister of Australia. Australians at the moment are in a situation where we are going through a series of cascading lockdowns, and with every decision that is made by the government, will mean at this point in time an attempt to flatten the COVID-19 curve. It has also made significant impacts on people's livelihoods. And I chose to watch a snippet last night just so I knew whether I needed to do some stuff in my business the next day. When I discerned that that wasn't the case, I chose to actually prioritize sleep yesterday and went to bed early, decided to sleep in, have chosen not to be in a hurry this morning, and noticed though that my social media feed was just peppered and plastered with really, really anxious posts. And I want to talk to you about decision fatigue. I want to talk to you about decision fatigue. Let's look at how we actually make decisions at the best of times, right? At the best of times, when we are making decisions, it's already a fairly laborious process when they're complicated decisions without an easy answer. If you had to make a decision whether you were going to have, Cocoa Pops versus bran, most of us, no brainer. Maybe you'd say bran, maybe you'd say Cocoa Pops, right? There's very little criteria to have to go through. There's very little of needing to drill down into our own psychology, our values, our personal opinions, preferences, our philosophies, our ethos, our practicalities, right? There's very little drill down into that. And there's very little to need to forecast the outcomes of the decisions, right? So in good times, or when we're making everyday decisions, the more complex those criteria, the more choice there is, the more you need to drill down to your personal psychology, the intra stuff, the more you have to filter through to the inter stuff, how it's going to impact people, how it's going to impact outcomes. It's already a laborious task, right? And so in good times, or in resourced times when we're not in this sort of environment, the combination of time, creativity, reflecting, pacing, and the mindset that is able to hold lightly to 100% outcomes and certainty, and going with the best decision or the good enough decision, and being able to surf out the risk is what we need to do. And it's a bit of a juggling act, right? Fast forward now to when we're in this environment. And there are multiple micro decisions, macro decisions that need to be made, right? And did you notice, for those of you who are in Australia, the Prime Minister actually had to backpedal and actually say, I don't mean that shopping centres are now closed, because in his mind, obviously, he saw a flurry of people now hurtling out the door to go and get not just groceries and toilet paper, but everything, right? In this space, we are making bazillions of decisions. Even our micro decisions have changed. Even trying to figure out what we're going to eat has changed because of supply at this point in time. For dinner last night, I cooked with quinoa, eggplant, yellow capsicum, and some other weird ingredient because we just couldn't get staples, frozen veg, the 2 packs of frozen veg that I could get. Hey, Melissa, good morning. You are an inspiration to me, by the way. Keep powering on. So our micro decisions have been impacted, right? And so there's this hierarchy now of all the other decisions that just compounds that. And what I'm worried about as I'm watching my social media go through the motions, hi Kim, good morning, is the degree of reactivity that we're having in our decision making at the moment. And my worry is that we will crash if we keep going at this pace. decision-making fatigue. So I want to walk us through some very basic ideas and some tips for what I think is essential during this time. First of all, if you are in a reactive, under-resourced, exhausted state and you are making decisions, you are probably making trade-offs that you would look back 5 months from now when COVID is gone, or 6 months from now when COVID is gone, and go, what was I thinking? You don't want to be in that space. What do I mean by trade-offs? When we make decisions, the normal process we go through for fairly complex decision making is to do the pros, the cons, weighing up the pros and the cons, being able to surf out the risk for the cons that we decide in the relative scheme of things is not that big a deal. Right now, your trade-off matrix, your decision-making matrix, if you are tired and exhausted and reactive, is seeing every risk is escalated. Every risk is escalated, which in 6 months' time may not be escalated. What do I mean by this? I'm going to give you an example, right? I'm willing to self-disclose here. I've done the finances for the practice. I know what we need to survive and how long we need to survive. I've got to make a decision as to how long the family budget can survive if, frankly, we go out of work, or, if any of our livelihoods are impacted, right? And at first look at it, hey, Rebecca, first look at it, my decision-making trade-off was inflamed. We'd have to pull the children out of school. We'd have to I'd have to sell the cars, right? I'd have to, boom. Look, I was going into this trade-off that was causing me to have headaches. Melissa, it's so true. Every risk does seem extreme at the moment when upon reflection it's not. Excellent. Now, the most painful decision I made with my husband, because this falls to the next category, which is decision-making avoidance, right? I want to avoid making decisions right now, because when the risk feels escalated and the trade-offs are looking impossible, I want to put off making the decision. And I actually said to one of my coaches, look, I've got a decision to make here. I can put my hand in the sand and bury myself for a little while, or I can pull myself out and face the possibility that when I look at the reality, it's going to be okay. Hey, Jen. Hey. And so we made the decision last night, my husband and I, to prioritize looking at the family finances down to micro details. What does it actually really look like? And then, what was the most equitable, liquidable asset that we have, etc., etc., etc. Hey, Jen. Oh, so lovely to see you. It's been such a while since I've seen you. I've been thinking so much about you, Jen. And, down to that level, what would it mean as a family? And when we went to bed that night, considering also Centrelink, right? If we had to, what are all the incentives that are being put into place? And can I add one more thing in the decision-making matrix? That right now, when you're in a reactive state, you're only looking for today and tomorrow what the picture looks like. Decision-making requires us to forecast, not just catastrophize to the end, but really, what's happening? I wonder why she's calling me. Just got a message, someone's calling me. Well, it's not in my diary. All right, to long range view. And when we went to bed that night, my husband actually said to me, you seem a lot more relaxed having looked at the worst case scenario. Like the worst case scenario in reality, right? Actually looking at the details. I said, yeah, funny that. I actually really do. Because I now know what the actual reality is. So if you're in a reactive state, you're going to be making some trade-offs. You're going to be avoidant. Now, the thing is too, we're just going to be grabbing at solutions that we haven't deeply thought through. We haven't actually deeply thought through. So true, forecasting ability being gone, that's what's contributing, to making it so hard. Yeah, because we have to change how we're forecasting as well, right? We got to deal with the scenarios that we don't want to deal with, right? So as a psychologist, those of you who are watching me at this point in time, you are psychologists, you will know that one of the best ways to deal with worry, generalized anxiety disorder, is to actually deal with the worst case scenario. I remember sitting with a client some years ago who was in a horrible situation. probably going to lose their house, losing multiple businesses, probably even, at that point losing their marriage. And fairly new clients to me, and we worked on rapport until I felt she had, or I believed she had the ability for me to actually give her what was required for therapy in terms of really hacking into the worries that she was seeing. And I said to her, at some stage, we're going to need to look square in the face the worst case scenario that you're avoiding right now, because in your mind, it's become a monster. We need to face that monster head on. And it took us months before she was able to actually say to me, I'm ready now. I feel like I've got the resources now to confront that. And we had to do it in stages, probably across 3 sessions. We actually mapped out the realistic worst case scenario. If I lost my house, if we lost our jobs and things like that, right? And when we actually looked at the worst case scenarios, some things got simplified, because the funny thing about the worst case scenario is when we're thinking about the decisions we have to make, we're actually thinking about how we're going to have sustainability in the picture that we see right now. But when you forecast to the worst case scenario, what you actually have to sustain there gets simplified. And I don't want to be trite about this and sound like I'm just dismissing suffering. I'm not, right? But things really do get simplified, and you actually realize that you come down to basics when the worst case scenario is simplified, and a lot of the complexity goes away, because what we worry about, and this is the thing I think with my clients I see more, so often, what we worry about is that we're not going to have the tenacity, the resilience to do it ourselves, to get through it. That's where we catastrophize. We believe we're not going to be able to do it. We're going to let people down. We're going to be so run down that we're not going to be available for the people there. Okay? Now, this comes now to my final point, because apparently someone is trying to call me. Therefore, what to do about this? What we really need to do right now is to preserve the sense that we have got the resources, renewable resources and energy within ourselves. It's a myth to believe that determination, willpower, resilience and grit is a limited resource. It is not. It is a renewable resource. It is a renewable resource. I think of my grandmother who lived through a war, and what they did to feed themselves with laughter. Tapioca root, she told me. They cooked tapioca every day with a couple of ingredients from the garden, with laughter. That's what they lived on when they were in hiding from the war, having near-death experiences and things like that, right? That those things are renewable, but they're not going to be renewed on empty. When you do not have renewable grit, perseverance, determination, encouragement, you're not going to have creativity. You're not going to have divergent thinking. You're not going to have help-seeking behavior. You're not going to have the ability to sustain multiple scenarios and confront them. You won't have that, right? They will shrink back into a catastrophe and living in impending doom. So it falls down to basics. Sleep. Give your mind a break. Do something different. Have a focus on mastery versus control. If you can bake a cake, play a song, run a kilometer, that gives you mastery, a sense that my brain is still intact, my body is still intact. I have got the renewable resources within here to be creative, to diversify, to seek help, and to confront the multiple scenarios that may be possible. All right, back to basics. Sleep, exercise, eat, give your mind a break, head for mastery versus control. All right, have a great day.